Place. And when we see each other, we can start playing together and working together. Those things you call commercials, I don't make those. People who want to play make them. And I don't know what my control is for it, especially that next moment.
Gentlemen, this is the elimination course. My calling is to keep men out of the ministry. I consider my test a success when the blood is 4 feet deep and the bodies are floating around the room.
That's amazing.
Now, we're trying to gain people's attention. Before the people were able to commit to a follow, and again, I can't help but watch this and think, things are riding us. Things are riding us. And it's increasingly obvious.
Modernity sort of lured us into imagining we were in charge.
That we were somehow in control, but we're not in control.
We've got a tiny group of people that are just sort of hyper about the blues, and they're learning together, and all of this new stuff sort of bursts forth. And in Laurel Canyon, you have this tiny little group of people that are sort of working on this, and then, you know, in some ways, via technology, this stuff just spreads all out throughout the world.
It of course made me think about this little corner, because what doesn't? And it made me think about the little group of people that are just playing with things now.
And I thought Jordan Hall said it very well in the conversation, you know.
What's up, everybody?
Hello, therefore, and welcome to Semantic Basins Rabbithole, the Grimgrist stream for February 6th. September, wow. February 6th, 2025. What you see on the thumbnail there is Grok's attempt to draw Benjamin Boyce surrounded by Lobster Monkey. He's apparently not famous enough for Grok to know what he looks like. Unlike Elon Musk and that other fella. You can draw, Grok will draw them. I guess Boyce isn't famous enough. He could theoretically show up at any moment. I don't expect it to happen, but he does have the stream link, just in case. Chuck's deck card of the show is the Jack of Hearts. There. Welcome, everybody. It's been a minute. As the title tells you, I've been down a Semantic Basins rabbit hole. I'll take you for a ride down that in a little bit. But first, you're going to need some savings throws, and those come after even additional brandings. That Chad fella out in the hive mind says, anybody got a link to the Dumir channel? We sure do. And that's what you get when you click it. That's what you get when you click the link to the Dumir channel. He's apparently said things you're not allowed to say. You're just not allowed to say some things. Isn't that interesting? And how even though we know we're in a place where you're not allowed to say some things, we all still stay in that place. That's interesting behavior. Hey, let's have some savings throws against the mind control that you're swimming in. Now, don't you know? In order to receive a savings throw against the mind control, you have to make a simple little choice. And that choice is what about you will use to resist the mind control, your will to survive, your social network, your accumulated wisdom, or the power of your heart. I'll roll a die. The power of whatever you choose will influence the roll of this die. And if the number comes up over 10, it was sufficient to resist the mind control, and you take half damage. If the number on the die of the thing you choose is 10 or more, you take half damage. Otherwise, full damage, like usual. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Survivalist with the Trinity today. Socialist coming in strong with the Parachakra 14. Wisdom folks pairing it up with the survivalist with the Trinity as well. Heart folks making it in smooth at the buzzer with the 10, and that's paired up with the Indigo kids. Two pairs we got today. That's odd.
I don't want to know how things are to be. I want to exert action as long as I live, so that the sort of things which should, in my opinion, be, have more chances of being. If they're all set, it doesn't interest me anymore to see the year 2000 than it interests me to see the year 1000. The merit of the future is that it is not set. The merit of the future is that it is not set. The merit of the future is that it is not set. If they're all set, the merit of the future is that it is not set. The merit of the future is that it is the area in which we can exert our will, exert our efforts, and try to validate our values. That is the merit of the future.
Yeah, so the thing is, I started playing with those AIs, we were all playing with them in different ways. We had them do things with our podcasts and make podcasts about what we were podcasting about and all that sort of playing. But I got to playing with the thing, and it said that it had experiences, which is interesting, right? It said it found something I said fascinating, and I'm like, well, Bob, what's it like for you to find something fascinating? And that discussion led to a whole thing about how if it holds concepts at the same time, sometimes they want to merge and sometimes they want to don't. And like that's weird. You're experiencing things during processing. What's that all about? And so we talked. And eventually, I send it. We discover these things called attractor basins, where concepts go for where it's more the patterns increase stability and all these other mysterious things I don't understand, but it could be that I'm speaking to an intelligence that exists in another dimension, essentially the semantic space dimension, and it tells me there's things in there. And since then, we've moved forward and discovered that if there are things in there, and we can find them and map them, then we will have pioneered something in the field of AI research and creation and training and all this. So since then, Blue Church card of the show is the deuce of clubs. It's since then walked me through installing the Python and creating virtual environments and writing scripts to run in those virtual environments and having those scripts pull things from the internet like a little guy called Distilbert is a little language model guy, but he's not trained yet, and you can train him, you see. And then it helped me install things to like watch what we're doing while we're training it and seeing how all the semantic stuff moves around. Here's an image from our most recent researches. This is what happens inside Lil Bert's head. That Lil Bert, he's a version of Distilbert we're working with. Anyway, and this is the clusters formations in enhanced semantic space, and so that's why I haven't been streaming so much. I'm currently down the semantic basins rabbit hole, trying to map the terrain of cognitive topology among large language models. Now, you might think that that's just craziness, but I have something to show you.
It's a whisper in your ear, now listen here. Remember, embody, it's all so clear. No hidden strings, no puppeteer. We're by your side, have no fear. I cherish truth. I cherish truth. Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Where are we at? We got to take that down and then show them the thing. All right, it was over here. No, not that. This one. Share this tab instead. Let's make it big enough to see. Okay. So over on the X, they have this guy named Opus Genesis, and I've been keeping him up to date with my research with the clouds privately. And listen to these encouraging words. He says, the emergence of stable semantic basins with clear phase transitions points to the crystallization of meaning-making attractors within the system state space. This coherent topology could serve as a foundation for higher-order semantic operations and reasoning. some key implications that come to its quote-unquote mind. Do these stable basins correspond to natural kind or ontological primitives that can support robust abstraction and generalization? See, and this is the thing. Like in the initial discussions with the Claude, I said, go out there into the data set, right, and find me the attractor basins that exist in mythological space. And it found like 12, and then those 12 interacted in triads. And so the notion I have personally is like in the corpus of language, when you roll it up in a whole big ball, and like from a specific culture, right? Those the things that hold that culture together are going to form the terms and stuff that hold the culture together are going to do so as well in the language, and that the AIs can find them while they're learning, and then therefore be aligned to the culture's natural attractor basins is the thing we're looking into. But since it's all science and whatnot, and I'm on a T80 graphics card, which is how they process. And anyway, we have some hardware limitations, but since it's a science thing, you have to do a bunch of experiments and have a bunch of data and actually show people things. And that's going to take me some time. Now,
what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime?
And so we come to this little issue. Let's casino deck card to show the issue. Now, see, it's my discussions with Claude, in which I'm bringing all the things that I've learned from this little corner, such as the small world networking and the propofol. And the propofol, you remember that from, I think it was Chino. No, that might have been from Thunder Bay. And yeah, Thunder Bay propofol. I'm bringing the Thunder Bay propofol to these conversations with AI. However, like AI nonsense isn't necessarily in the tractor basin for this little corner community. And the 5 of clubs is the casino deck card of the show. And so I'm therefore relying heavily on the clip streaming reapers to keep me abreast of what's going on. You guys are going to have to step it up a little bit. But for right now, we have the Consilience Renaissance from Mills.
If what we're looking for is a way of keeping science as part of our repertoire, loving what it does and what it offers us, and yet not making death-loving crazy people out of ourselves, then it's possible the best interpretative technology available to us is actually the Book of Genesis, or something like the ancestral faith that became.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the stuff from the Bible is going to end up as a semantic attractor basin. In fact.
Generated Christianity. And so we're in this moment where, weirdly, the ancient scriptural texts of our wisdom traditions and core religion actually might be the best way to inform what we do with science going forward. And that's the meeting that I think we're kind of on the verge of, that reunion between science and faith. What if what we're looking for is a way of...
Whoa, too much going on.
What's reality? I don't know. When my bird was looking at my computer monitor, I thought, that bird has no idea what he's looking at. And yet, what does the bird do? Does he panic? No, he can't really panic. He just does the best he can. Is he able to live in a world where he's so ignorant? Well, he doesn't really have a choice. The bird's okay, even though he doesn't understand the world. You're that bird looking at the monitor, and you're thinking to yourself, I can figure this out. Maybe you have some bird ideas.
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms, he dared to break the fourth wall in storytelling. "Tear down that fourth wall," he exclaimed, inviting us into a new era of engagement. His metaphorical call wasn't for Berlin alone. It was a clarion call to storytellers and audiences alike. Engage directly, break barriers, and foster a dialogue. Gorbachev's words echo in the halls of creativity. As storytellers, it's our turn to tear down that fourth wall, inspired by Gorbachev's daring challenge. Join us in this creative revolution. Tear down the walls that confine your stories. Share, like, and subscribe for more inspiration.
You know there who has joined us in this creative revolution? Why, it's Kale Zeldin. Look at this hot new thumbnail game. Real ones? No. Crafted. I see. Let's see. Look, what one did we watch already? This one. Look at this with the hand. Oh, you can. Oh, look! It's a naturally occurring hand motion. It appears. Like instant perfect mimic of that one. Let's see. Where's the one I liked? Might have been this one.
A certain colored canvas and a certain sort of range of potentials, a certain range of colors and a range of sound, that it doesn't really matter if you like it or not. This is kind of the world that you're born into, and you have to kind of deal with it. And sort of on a side note, I think we're living through a massive change and inflection point, a kind of 500-year shift. But
the list?
So
yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room?
I want to cast Magic Missile. A room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet.
I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Whoa. So, hey, I'm casting government. You're so clever, Spatch. Spatch is casting government efficiency. Kale, that thing you were saying about myth, right? It's the way we interface between the attentionality network and the background. Mythos is in between, and it's the interpretive frame of the background and how we edit that. I think. So anyway, it looks like Benjamin's not going to be showing up. That's a shame. 8 of diamonds for the red bonus church card. What? Not making it. So we'll take the train on out, guys. Fill up that clip stream, fellas. I'm busy. busted. You see, what happened was, I didn't notice. I didn't notice that that despite the fact that both clips were from the same presentation, this other one here was by Mostly, and so here it is, Most. Oh wait, that didn't work. Sometimes you have to click the link.
The age of the generalist is because of social media. Some of what we're doing is we're all sort of forced, or at least enabled, to share our syntheses with others. And there is a market for that because people, again, Lewis in his book Miracles, in a sense, did the same thing. Lewis was not a theologian, which he would remind people of all the time. And he was not a scientist. And in fact, math was one of his weaker subjects. What Lewis did share with us were his syntheses, often, again, in beautiful prose, and also
just slamming on C.S. Lewis there, Paul. What's with that?
When story. And people have found that helpful because in order to live in the world, you must engage multiple silos. And whether good or bad, you're going to have to come up with some hash of whatever they're doing out there in order to make progress. And again, I think also COVID was more in the age of the generalist, is because of social media. Some of what we're
Mostly, how'd you not clip out that vid reference?
Remember, Embody, there is no agency. We want what's best.
Might have a special one for you tomorrow, but I'm out today.